Hello, how are you? I'm a little tired. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is August 3rd, 2022. It's on Wednesday. It's sunny outside. You performed well. You should respect yourself. You should respect yourself. You performed well. Whenever I perform on the stage, I get nervous. I have butterflies in my stomach. I performed my duty. I performed my duty. Have you ever performed the character? Have you ever performed the character? Have you ever performed the character? Do you have the experience of performing the character? Do you have the experience of performing the character? I performed my duty. I performed my duty. I performed my duty. I performed my duty. Your performance of playing the piano was best. Your performance on the stage touched me. Your performance on the stage moved me. I was impressed with your performance on the stage. Many people were mesmerized your performance on the stage. Many people were mesmerized by your performance on the stage. Many people were mesmerized by the performance of yours on the stage. This new type of car has a better performance than the previous one. This new type of car has a better performance than the previous one. It's just performance. It's nothing other than a performance. it is nothing but an illusion. It's nothing but an performance of his. It's nothing other than his performance. It's nothing but a performance. It's nothing but his 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 performance. By sleeping enough the day before the examination, the performance of our brain will be better. But with lack of sleep, the performance of our brain will decrease. In order to perform 100% on the stage, I usually practice 120% perfectly. I put more burden on myself with the practice, when I practice, so that I can perform 100% on the stage. I was mesmerized her performance on the stage. I was mesmerized of her performance, mesmerized by her performance on the stage. I was watching the show performed by the comedians. I was watching the theater performed by the comedians. This new washing machine has a better performance than the previous one. This washing machine has better performance than previous one. No one wants problems. No one wants additional problems. Approaching the beaches or rivers during typhoon is problematic, 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 problematic. Problematic. The problematic bill was not put into law, passed into law. The problematic policy was abolished. The problematic law has been abolished. The problematic policy was abolished. His remarks at a press conference became problematic, 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 problematic. His remarks at a press conference became problematic, 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 problematic. Problematic, 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 problematic. Being late for the workplace for the first time will be problematic. Failing to submit the important document by the deadline will be problematic. Failing to submit the document by the deadline will be problematic. Failing to submit the important document to the professor by the deadline will be problematic. It will affect your graduation. Maybe you cannot graduate. Drunk driving is one of the most problematic things. Drunk driving is problematic. Drunk driving is problematic, 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 problematic. problematic, stacking up debts is problematic. Stacking up a lot of debts will be problematic. Accumulating a lot of debts will be problematic. 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 Problem-sum. Problem-sum. Problematic. 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 Failure to submit the important documents by the deadline will be problematic. The obsolete procedure was problematic in the past. The obsolete procedure is problematic. The obsolete procedure is problematic, although we have technology, new technologies. The obsolete procedure is problematic. The obsolete procedure by using documents is problematic now. It's waste of time and paper. The obsolete procedure is problematic. Problematic. The obsolete procedure by using documents is problematic. The obsolete system is problematic. The obsolete education system is problematic. The obsolete education system is problematic. The obsolete education system is problematic. The obsolete compulsory education system is problematic. The English education system is problematic. 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 The English education system is problematic. 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 I was impressed with the spectacular view of Mount Fuji. I want you to see the spectacular view from the top of Mount Fuji. I'm sure you will be satisfied. I'm sure you will be touched. I'm sure you will be moved. I'm looking forward to the spectacular today. I'm looking forward to the spectacular, special spectacular on the TV. I was touched by the spectacular view of the Mount Fuji. I was moved by the spectacular view of Mount Fuji. It was such spectacular. It was such a spectacular view. Spectacular. 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 You are playing the piano on the stage was spectacular. The sound was spectacular. I'm looking forward to your spectacular. I'm looking forward to the spectacular tomorrow at the museum. I am looking forward to the spectacular at the event tomorrow. I am looking forward to the spectacular at the event tomorrow. I am looking forward to what kind of goods I can buy at the spectacular tomorrow. I am looking forward to what kinds of goods I can buy at the spectacular tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the spectacular tomorrow. I am looking forward to the spectacular tomorrow. Many people are looking forward to watching the spectacular tomorrow at golden time from 7 to 9. Many people are looking forward to watching the spectacular tomorrow. I enjoyed myself watching the spectacular. I usually enjoy myself watching the spectaculars on New Year holidays. I am looking forward to the spectacular. The spectacular will be held from July 1st to July 31st. So there are much time. So we have many chances to visit there. The spectacular will be held all July long, all day long, all July long, from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Oh, so long. Many people are looking forward to the spectacular at the event in the intersection. The intersection is usually busy with commuting cars, but the space is turned into the pedestrians walkway for the event. So many people are looking forward to the spectacular at the event there. The intersection is turned into the Hokosha Tengoku, pedestrians walkway. To hold the event tomorrow. So many people are looking forward to the spectacular there. Spectacular. I am looking forward to the spectacular. I am looking forward to the spectacular. I usually enjoy myself watching the spectacular on TV on New Year holidays. I usually enjoy myself watching the spectacular on New Year holidays. My wallet was stolen while watching the spectacular in the shopping mall. I had my wallet stolen while watching the spectacular in the shopping mall. So please watch out when you are less alert. I had my wallet stolen while I was watching the spectacular in the shopping mall. So please watch out when you are less alert. Unfortunately, my wallet was stolen. I had my wallet stolen while I was watching the spectacular in the shopping mall. So please watch out, look out. I want to see The spectacle of Mount Fuji. I'm sure you will be touched. I'm sure you will be moved. Spectacle. I lost my words to the spectacle of Mount Fuji. It was beyond description. Spectacle. I was impressed with the spectacle of Mount Fuji. Everyone will be impressed with the spectacle of Mount Fuji. Especially, the spectacle from the summit of Mount Fuji was awesome, stunning, beyond description. Are you looking forward to the spectacle? Are you looking forward to the spectacle tomorrow at the event? I lost my words to the spectacles of the Mount Fuji. I lost my words to the spectacle of the Mount Fuji. I lost my words to the spectacle of Mount Fuji. Spectacle. Where did you buy the spectacles case? It's so good. It's so cool. I want to buy the same one. The spectacles case is very good. Very cool. Looks cool. Your spectacle case looks good. Your spectacle case looks so good. Spectacle. Where did you buy the spectacle? When did you start to use spectacles? When did you start to use spectacles? When did you start to use spectacles? I'd like to buy a pair of spectacles. I cannot believe the spectacle. I cannot believe the spectacle I'm watching now. I cannot believe the spectacle I'm looking at now. I cannot believe the spectacle I am looking at now. I cannot believe the spectacle I am watching now. Is the spectacle real? Is the spectacle real? I even doubt my existence because the spectacle is so beautiful. It's like a painting. The spectacle was 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 like a painting. Spectacle. 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 I'm struggling with myself in order to achieve my goals. Everyone is struggling with themselves to achieve something. I've been struggling with my disease. I've been struggling with my skin problems since I was born. I hope it will be cured perfectly with the advancement of medicine. Many students are struggling with examinations to enter university or high school or junior high school. Many people are struggling with examinations, mathematics, physics. I've been struggling with English speaking skill. I've been struggling with English speaking. I have been struggling with study. I've been struggling with English study. I have been struggling with English improvement of myself. I've been struggling with my skin problems. I've been struggling with English. I've been struggling with mathematics. I've been struggling with examinations. I've been struggling with examinations. Students are struggling with imminent examinations. Students are struggling with examinations. I have been struggling with my disease, illness, ailment. We have to struggle with ourselves in order to achieve something. We have to struggle with ourselves in order to achieve something. We have to struggle with something in the course of our lives, in the process of our lives. We have to struggle with something in the course of our lives, in the process of our lives. I could get over the struggle thanks to ginger. I could get through many difficulties. I could get through the struggle thanks to the help from the ginger. Ginger helped me a lot last year. Ginger helped me a lot last year. There was a struggle for obtaining the land blessed with gold in Tohoku area in 10th to 11th century. I still remember my struggle with the examinations until I achieved it. I still remember my struggle with the examination until I got the qualifications. I still remember the struggle for getting the examination, getting the qualifications. I still remember the struggle with the examinations. I devoted much of my precious time to the studying in order to get the qualifications, so as to get the qualifications. I never forget the struggle with the examinations because it was so hard to achieve my goals. It was so hard for me to pass the examinations in order to get the qualifications. So I will never forget the struggle with the examinations. I will never forget the struggle with the examinations. The struggle with examinations will be treasure for your life. Thanks to the struggle, thanks to the past struggle, we can do our best in the later. Thanks to the struggle of the past, we can do our best now. My doctor felt sorry to my struggle with my disease. My doctor felt sorry to my struggle with my disease. I'd like to finish the struggle with my disease anymore at all altogether, perfectly, once and for all. I'd like to end the struggle with my disease once and for all. I'd like to bring the struggle to an end, once and for all. I'd like to bring the struggle with my disease to an end. Let's put an end to the task. It's already 11 o'clock p.m. Let's put an end to the task. Let's put an end to the work and let's go home. Unfortunately, by the time I arrived at the home, the TV program I was looking forward to had come to an end. The TV program came to an end. I am poor in both knowledge and experience. I am poor in both knowledge and experience. In order to cover my poor in experience and knowledge, I did my best. I worked so hard. I am poor in knowledge and experience. I think many people are poor in the amount of effort. Many people are, I think, poor in the amount of effort. I don't want to be poor in the frequency of using English, even in Japan, in order to keep my level. or level up. And some people are poor in using English in Japan. Some Japanese people are poor in the opportunity to speak English in Japan. I used to be poor in speaking English with native speakers, but not now. Many people might be poor in speaking foreign languages in public. I'm poor in performing on the stage. I'm poor in performing in public. 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 I'm poor in mathematics. I'm poor in mathematics. I'm poor in calculating. I'm poor in calculating. Some people are poor in calculating. Some people are poor in memorizing. 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 I am poor in memorizing. I am poor in physics. I am poor in physics. I am poor in reading books. I am poor in having a phone call. It's scary, isn't it? I am poor in having a phone call. I am poor in calling on the phone. I am poor in having a phone call. I am poor in mathematics. 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 I am poor in physics. I am poor in introducing myself in public. I am poor in expressing myself in public. I am poor in expressing myself in public. I am poor in expressing myself in front of examiners. I am poor in expressing myself in public. I am poor in delivering a speech in public. I am poor in delivering a speech in public. I am poor in delivering a speech in public. I am poor in delivering a speech in public, in the meeting or in front of people. I am poor in delivering a speech in public. I am poor in delivering a speech in public. I am poor in delivering a speech in public. I am poor in expressing myself in front of people. I am poor in expressing myself in front of the examiners. I am poor in expressing myself in public. I am poor in mathematics. I am poor in mathematics. I am poor in mathematics. The area used to be poor in water. The area used to be poor in water. Food and drinks was sent to the disaster-stricken area because the area is poor in water and drinks. The small village is poor in people working there. The small village is poor in infrastructure. Some areas are poor in infrastructure. Some areas are poor in infrastructure. I am poor in both knowledge and experiences. I made many mistakes in the past because I was poor in knowledge and experience, even now. But it's good to make mistakes, to grow up, so that we wouldn't make the same mistakes again. The area is poor in water. I am poor in knowledge and experiences. Some people are poor in courage, braveness. I still remember that I was rejected at the attraction in the amusement park because I was small at that time. I was poor in the limited height of the attraction, limited height in which we were allowed to enjoy the attraction of the museum, of the amusement park, for the safety. I am poor in mathematics. 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 I think this cuisine is poor in salt. The taste is a little bland, a little bit too bland. So I think adding a little bit more salt is better. My wallet was poor in money. My wallet was poor in cash, so I was obliged to pay on credit card. My wallet was poor in cash, so I was obliged to pay on credit card. The area is poor in rainfalls this year. The convenience store was poor in masks. Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores were poor in masks. Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores from coast to coast were poor in masks. Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores were poor in masks. Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores were poor in masks. Masks. No one wants to be poor. 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 My knowledge is poor. My knowledge is poor. Both my knowledge and experiences are poor. I made many mistakes because my experience and knowledge were poor. I made many mistakes because my knowledge and experiences were poor. No one wants to get into poverty. No one wants to get into poverty. Nobody wants to get into poverty. I made many mistakes because of the poverty of knowledge and experiences. I made many mistakes because of the poverty of knowledge and experience. I hope poverty will be eradicated immediately. I hope poverty will disappear soon in this universe. I don't want to live in poverty. No one wants to live in poverty. No one wants to live in poverty. Nobody wants to live in poverty. No one wants to live in poverty. But I live in poverty now. I hope I can earn enough money from YouTube videos. It's my dreams. It is one of my dreams. I hope I can earn enough money from YouTube videos. I really hope, from depth of my heart, from deep bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my heart, from the deep bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my heart, bottom of my heart. Do you know the best way to make the poverty zero? Do you know the best way to make the poverty zero? Do you know the best way of making the poverty in the world zero? What is creating the poverty? What is creating the poverty? What is the mechanism of the poverty being created? I hope the poverty will disappear. I hope the poverty will disappear and everyone should be rich or normal. I made many mistakes because of my poverty of experience and knowledge. I made many mistakes because of the poverty of knowledge and experience. I made many mistakes because of poverty of my knowledge and experience. Breakthroughs will be made by deviating from common sense. So who are with poverty of common sense might achieve something great, something awesome, something insane. Poverty of common sense. Poverty of common sense. What do you think of the poverty of common sense? Poverty of common sense. Poverty of experience. Poverty of common sense. Poverty of common sense. Poverty of knowledge. Poverty of experience. I was rejected because of my poverty of experience. 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 Poverty of common sense. Poverty of common sense. Can you do that constantly? Not many people can pursue something constantly. The employee types the keyboard like robot constantly. He can type the keyboard constantly like a robot. He might be a robot. My grandmother is constantly on the move. She cannot be still. My grandmother is constantly on the move. Constantly on the move. The earth is moving constantly. The earth goes around the sun constantly. The earth rotates itself constantly. The earth is rotating constantly. The earth is circulating constantly. The earth is rotating constantly. The earth rotates constantly. The earth is circulating constantly. The earth is circulating constantly. The earth is rotating itself constantly. The earth is circulating constantly. The earth is circulating constantly. The earth is constantly circulating. The earth is constantly rotating. The earth is constantly circulating. Constantly. I was surprised at the runner's constant speed. She never speeded down. She kept the same speed until she got to the goal. I was surprised at the same speed, constant speed of the runner. She kept the same speed until she got to the goal, which was amazing. Can you keep the constant speed? Can you keep the constant speed? The car kept the constant speed with automatic program. Following the car program. The car kept the constant speed with following the car program. Following system. The car kept the constant speed behind the car with the following system. Automatically following system. The Constant Festival has been cancelled for the first time ever due to the pandemic. The Constant Festival was cancelled for the first time ever in history due to the pandemic. The festival was cancelled for the first time in history ever due to the pandemic. The idol's constant popularity is amazing, 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 amazing. His constant popularity is amazing. The runner's constant speed is amazing. She might be a robot. He might be a robot. The constant criticisms from the customers led the shop to be closed. The constant criticisms from the citizens led the politician to be resignation. The constant criticisms from the citizens caused the politician to resign from the cabinet member. The constant heavy rain caused the area to be flooded. Caused the area to be flooded. The constant heavy rain caused the area to be flooded. The constant rainfall caused the area to be flooded. Can you keep the constant speed? Can you keep the constant speed? Can you keep the constant speed? He walks at the constant speed like a robot. He walks at the constant speed. At the constant speed like a robot. He might be a robot. Constant effort is important. Constant effort, being able to do constant effort is the symbol of what you're doing that you love. Constant effort symbolizes that you are doing what you love. Constant effort symbolizes that you are doing what you love. Constant effort symbolizes that you are doing what you love. Constant effort, being able to do constant effort symbolizes that you are doing what you love. Constant effort symbolizes that you are doing what you love. Being able to do constant effort, symbolizes that you are doing what you love. Constant effort means that you are doing what you love. Otherwise, you cannot keep the same constant pace, or you cannot do it forever. Constant. The Constant Festival was cancelled for the first time in the history. The Earth is circulating at a constant speed, constant pace. The Earth is rotating at a constant speed. He is walking at constant speed like a robot. The runner was running at a constant speed. The runner was running at a constant speed without slowing down. The runner was running at a constant speed. The runner was running with a constant speed at a constant speed. There are many assignments to be finished by Friday. There are many assignments to be finished by Friday. There are many assignments to be solved by the end of the year. I have to submit my assignments to my teacher tomorrow. And since I had to submit the assignments to the teacher, I had no time to play the video game and of course to watch the not less watching the video. Much less, not less. Much less watching the video. I did not have much time. I did not have time to watch the video at all because I had to submit the important assignment to my professor on the following day. I cannot understand Spanish, much less speaking it. My assignment to the Prime Minister surprised many of citizens. My assignment to the head of the department took all of them by surprise. The new employee's assignment to each department will be done soon. He is in charge of the assignment of new employees to each department according to their skills. He is in charge of the assignment of the new employees to each department of the company according to their skills. I always accumulated many assignments at the end of summer vacation when I was an elementary school student. I was this kind of person who accumulated the summer vacation homeworks, assignments, until the end of the summer vacation. So I always struggled with tons of homeworks at the end of summer vacation. I was this kind of person who always accumulated the tons of homeworks, assignments until the end of the summer vacation. So I was always struggling with tons of assignments. I was this kind of person who always avoided doing the assignments until the end of summer vacation. So I was always struggling with a pile of assignments at the end of summer vacation. Food and drinks were assigned to the refugees. Food and drinks were assigned to the refugees. The NGO assigned food and drinks to the refugees. The NGO assigned the refugees food and drinks. If I were the Prime Minister, I would assign you to the Minister. If I were the Prime Minister, I would assign you to the Minister. Because you are adept at it. My assignment to the General Manager took everyone by surprise. I hope the CEO will assign much more budget to this department. I hope the Prime Minister will assign much more budget to the education. I hope the Prime Minister will assign much more budget on tourism industry to help tourism industry. I was assigned to the head of the factory. I was assigned to the factory head. I was assigned to the translator in the department. I was assigned to the interpreter during the meeting. I was assigned to the interpreter in the meeting. I was assigned to the interpreter during the international meeting with other foreign branches. I was assigned to the interpreter during the international meeting, which held twice a month between the foreign branches. I hope our common teacher will not assign much homeworks to us today. Some teachers assign a lot of assignments to us, which is like a hell. I hope my teacher will not assign assignments to us today. Hotel rooms were assigned to the guest. The tour guide assigned the guest hotel rooms. The tour guide assigned the guest to hotel rooms. The tour guide assigned hotel rooms to the guest. The tour guide assigned the guest hotel rooms. The tour guide assigned hotel rooms to the guest. The vice president was assigned to the next president. The associate president was assigned to the president. I'd like to assign you to the head of the department. I'd like to assign you to the head of the department. The emperor assigned him to the prime minister of Japan. The emperor assigned him to the prime minister of Japan. The emperor assigned him as the prime minister of Japan. The speeding car nearly hit the pet. The car nearly hit the dog. The car nearly hit the dog. My TOEIC score was almost perfect. Nearly perfect. Almost nearly perfect. The ambulance came close to running over the pedestrian. The ambulance came close to running over the pet cat. The ambulance came close to running over the pedestrian because it was in emergency, it was in a hurry, it was in haste. I was about to vomit. I was about to throw up in the bath. I was about to vomit. I was about to vomit in the bath. I am not nearly a genius. I am not nearly a genius. I studied a lot. I just studied a lot. I am not nearly a genius. I am far from a genius. I am anything but a genius. I am anything but a genius. I am none other than. I am nothing other than a human. I am nothing other than human. I am nothing other than human. I am nothing but a human. I am nothing but a human. I am nothing but a human. I am nothing other than human. None other than humor. I am none other than humor. I am nothing other than a human. I am nothing but a human. I am nothing but a human. I am anything but a genius. I am anything but genius. I am anything but genius. I am far from genius. I am far from genius. I am by no means genius. I am by no means genius. I am by no means genius. I am not nearly 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 genius. Approaching the beaches or rivers during the typhoon is not nearly a sensible answer. Sensible answer. Approaching the beaches or rivers during the typhoon is nearly is not nearly a sensible decision. Entering the university is not nearly impossible. Entering the University of Tokyo is not necessarily impossible. It's not nearly impossible. It's not nearly impossible. Entering the University of Tokyo is not nearly impossible. Eating out of lunch is not nearly a good way. Eating out of lunch is not nearly a good way. If you take the lesson after lunch, which will make you sleepy, because the energy will be used for digesting what you ate, because the energy will be used for digesting what you ate, which makes you feel sleepy. Not nearly what their water in the bottle. Not nearly what their children playing in the park today. Not nearly what their tourists because of the pandemic. The tourist spot is usually filled with tourists, and there is no space to sit, but there was much space today. Not nearly what their tourists in the destination today. Not nearly should you say such a thing to me. Not nearly should you speed during your drive. Not nearly should you say such a thing to me. Not nearly should you drive your car if you drink alcohol. Not nearly should you drive your car. Not nearly should you drive a car if you drink alcohol. Not nearly did the CEO visit our branch office since the start of the company. Not nearly did she say a word in the class. Not nearly did I exchange word with someone in the school, because there are many students in the school. Not nearly did I have a exchange word with some students in the school. Not nearly did I exchange a word with some students in the school. I not nearly exchanged a word with some students in the university, because there are many students in the university. I was not nearly hungry. I was not nearly hungry, but I went to the restaurant with my friends. I not nearly wanted to take on the task, but I did for our boss and company. I not nearly wanted to work for the company, but I was obliged. I was forced to earn money. Making our dreams is not nearly impossible. Making our dreams come true. Making our dreams come true is not nearly impossible. It depends on how deep you do your efforts. Making our dreams come true is not nearly impossible. Making our dreams come true is not nearly impossible. I am not nearly genius. 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 Not nearly should you drive your car if you drink alcohol. Not nearly should you drive. Not nearly should you drive if you drink alcohol, okay? Not nearly did I exchange a word with some student in the school. Not nearly did I exchange a word. Not nearly did I exchange a word with some student in the school. I am not nearly genius. I am not nearly fluent in speaking English. Thanks to the advertisement through social networking service, the sales figures of the products surged by a factor of 20. By a factor of 20. Thanks to the advertisement on social networking service, the sales figures of the company surged twofold, threefold, fourfold, fivefold. I hope the stock prices of mine will surge 10,000 fold. 10,000 fold. Insane, impossible maybe. The surge of the number of foreign tourists into Japan surprised me. I was surprised at the surge of the popularity of the idol. I could not hold at my surge of the sadness, so I cried. I could not help crying. Because I couldn't stop my sadness. I couldn't stop the surge of the sadness. I couldn't hold back. I couldn't hold back the surge of the sadness. Surge. Many shop clerks were hired to cover the surge of the customers. Many shop clerks were hired to make up for the sudden surge of the customers. The earth is circulating constantly. My grandmother is constantly on the move. 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 On the move. My grandmother is constantly on the move. On the move. My grandmother is constantly on the move. On the move. My grandmother is constantly on the move. 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 She cannot be still. The earth is constantly on the move. The earth is constantly on the move. The universe is constantly on the move. The earth is constantly on the move. I hope the fight between the two students will not set in. I hope wars will not set in. I hope wars will not set in. I hope the fight between the two students set in. Will not set in. I hope the fight between the two students will not set in. Unfortunately, the quarrel between the couple set in today too. Unfortunately, the quarrel between the couple set in. Unfortunately, the quarrel between the couple set in. We set out on Universal Studios Japan at 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning. It was so early, but we had to get to the USJ before the opening time. We are setting out on Tokyo Disneyland tomorrow. We are setting out on Tokyo Disneyland tomorrow. Early morning. We set out for the Narita Airport at 6 o'clock a.m. in time so that we could be in time for the departure. We set out for the Narita Airport at 6 o'clock a.m. so that we could be in time for the departure of the plane. What time should I set out so that I can get to the destination by noon? What time should I set out here so that I can get to the destination by 5 o'clock p.m.? What time should I set out here so that I can arrive at the destination by 9 o'clock a.m.? I'm new to here. I've just moved here, so I'm not sure how long it takes. So I'm getting information a lot, and I'm trying to get used to this environment now. I'm trying to get used to the new environment here. I'm trying to get used to this new environment as fast as I can. As fast. We set out on Narita Airport early in the morning. We will set out on Narita Airport early morning tomorrow. We are setting out on Narita Airport at 6 o'clock, at least before 6 o'clock a.m. Who settled it down? No one could settle it down. No one could settle the problem down. I'd like to settle down here. It took me about 1 year to settle down the new environment. It usually takes longer than average for me to settle down in the new environment. It usually takes more than average for me to settle down in the new environment. When I used to live in Tokyo, it took me almost 1 year for me to settle down in the new environment. Soon after I moved to Tokyo, I was confused with the public transportation. The train map was like spider's net. The train map was like a spider's net. Very confusing. Many train stations, many lines. Many trains like subway, JR trains, Yamanote line, metro, and so on. Many trains. It's time you settle down. How long have you been going with her? It's time you settle down. Settle down. It's time you settle down. How long have you been going with her? How long have you been going with her? It's more than 10 years, right? It's time you settle down. I think not many people like those showing off their wealth. I think many people don't like those showing off their wealth. After 30 minutes after my arrival at the station, my friends finally showed up. Turned up. And 30 minutes after my arrival, my friend finally showed up. Turned up. He kept me waiting for 30 minutes. He had me wait 30 minutes. So he bought me dinner for me to make up for the delay, to compensate for the delay. He kept me waiting for 30 minutes. He got me to wait for 30 minutes. He had me wait for 30 minutes. So he bought me dinner. He treated me to dinner. He treated me to dinner to compensate for the delay, to make up for the delay. Good. Could you shut up, please? Which is distracting me from studying. Could you shut up, please? Because the noise is discouraging me from studying. Disrupting me from studying. The noise is disrupting me from studying. Disrupting me from studying. The airport has been shut down. Shut down. Could you shut up, please? When the teacher shouted, the students shut up. When the teacher scolded with big voice, the students shut down. When the teacher scolded aloud, when the teacher shouted to scold the students, they shut up. They shut up. Could you shut up, please? Which get on my nerves. The noise gets 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 on my nerves. I lost my temper. Please shut up, please, because the noise is losing my temper. The noise is losing my temper. I lost my temper when he referred to what he shouldn't have. I lost my temper when he referred to my secret. I saw a board written slow down on the board on the expressway. I often see a board with slow down message along the expressway. The cars are ordered to slow down at the curb. I saw some boards written slow down to warn drivers. I saw some boards written slow down to warn the drivers. I saw some boards written slow down at the curb. I saw some boards written slow down at the curb. The car did not slow down, so the police officer tried to track it, chase it. The speeding car did not slow down, so the police car chased it. The speeding car did not slow down, so the police car chased it. The speeding car did not slow down, so the police car chased it. To my surprise, the runner did not slow down. She kept running at a constant speed. To my surprise, the runner did not slow down at all. She kept a constant speed from scratch to the end. To my surprise, the runner did not slow down at all until she got to the goal. The suspect finally spoke up the truth. Spoke up the truth. The suspect never spoke up the truth. Spoke out the truth. Please speak out your opinion. Please speak up your opinion. Teacher should speak out. Teacher should speak up. Teacher should speak out. Art teacher should speak out, speak up, to improve their skills. Art skills. Otherwise, the level will be same, plateau. Please speak out, speak up about the taste of the food. Please speak out. Please speak up regarding the taste of the food to improve the taste, to improve something in the taste. I'm sure it is not perfect, so I'd like to improve more. So please speak out, speak up, speak out, speak out, speak up, speak out, speak up, speak out, speak up your opinions, your true opinion. People tend to avoid speaking out in public. People tend to avoid speaking out in public. People tend to avoid speaking up in public. And they tend to speak out, speak up behind his or her back. People tend to avoid speaking out in his or her presence, and they are apt to speak out, speak up behind his or her back. People are inclined to avoid speaking out or speaking up in his or her presence, and they tend to speak out behind his or her back. Please speak out, speak up. I want you to speak out to improve my sound. I want you to speak out. I want you to speak up. I will keep the promise. I will keep our word. I will keep our word. I will not release it to anyone. So please speak out. Speak up. Speak out. Speak out. Speak up. It's between you and me. I will never break the I will never break a word. I will never break a word. So please speak out. Please speak out. Please speak up. I will never break a word. So please speak out. Speak up. Her red hair is stand out. Her red hat stands out. So it was not difficult to find her, to identify her, to spot her from the crowds. I don't want to stand out. I don't want to stand out, so I usually wear black clothes. Black clothes. Some people stand out much with aura. Some people stand out. I don't know why, but they have something special in them. Some people tend to stand out much more than others. Some people tend to stand out than others. I don't know the reason why. Maybe they have something special in them. I will stand up for my policy, no matter who criticizes me. I will stand up for my policy. I will go my own way. I will stand up for my policy, no matter who criticizes me. Have you stayed up until morning? Have you sat up? Have you sat up? Have you sat up until morning? Have you sat up until morning? Have you stayed up until morning? Have you stayed up until morning? It's not a good idea to stay up to study the day before the examination. It's not a good idea to stay up until morning the day before the examination. It's not a good idea. 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 It's not a good idea to stay up late to study the day before the examination. The day before the examination. Have you stayed up until morning? Have you sat up until morning? Have you stayed up in the morning until morning, till morning? Have you sat up 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 till morning? Have you stayed up till morning? Have you sat up till morning? Have you sat up till morning? I used to sit up until morning when I was a university student. I used to stay up until morning. I would often stay up until morning when I was a university student. I would often sit up until morning when I was a university student. I often sit up when I was a university student. I would often stay up. I would often stay up late at night. I would often stay up late at night when I was a university student. I would often stay up until morning. I would often stay up until morning. I would often sit up. I would often sit up. I would often sit up. I would often sit up until morning when I was a university student. I would often stay up until morning when I was a university student. I would often sit up when I was a university student. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.